fans. For Giants fans, new episodes drop Mondays and Thursdays on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast. And with that said, let's bring in Mr. Involvement, a Bay Area legend. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's a 4-time Emmy Award winner. Could be 12. I've lost count. It's the one and only Vern Glen on the Morning Roast. Vern, my man, how are you doing?
Doing good, man. Yeah, it's 4 Emmys in a row, and then I went up against Laura Britt and lost this time.
Well,
That's okay. Hey, she deserved it. She had a good run.
Hey, Laura Britt is a friend of the program. We love Laura Britt here on the Morning Roast, so there's no shame in that, Vern. But look, she wasn't in Tahoe like you were. You were in Tahoe, in a boat, on the course, shooting golf with Stephen Curry up there at the American Century Championship at Edgewood. Tell us about this golf tournament. Tell us what it was like to be around Steph Curry, who's won his 4th championship.
Well, it was cool hanging around Steph. And by the way, I did not shoot golf. I watched Steph play golf, and he shot pretty well. I mean, these guys. I mean, these guys are elite athletes. I mean, these are the kind of guys that can just pick up anything and be good at it. And Curry, the way he plays and the way some of these other A-lister athletes play, I mean, they just grab a club. They got good tempo, good motion, good passes to the ball, and they just hit it a ton. It's straight, and I'm just in awe seeing these guys the way they play. But hanging with Curry was cool because when I say we, KPIX and sports, we really hadn't hung around him since the end of the season, since that night in Boston when they won it all. So this is the first time to really kind of get close to him like that. I had not really talked to him since. And then there we are at South Lake Tahoe at the Edgewood Tahoe course, and there he was playing a practice round. It was good seeing him and his bodyguards and his people that he was playing with.
He was rolling deep.
Oh, yeah. And, it was cool seeing Del Curry and the dad. Del and I are regionally from the same area of Virginia.
Oh.
So it was nice catching up. And then at the end of the round, Steph came right up to me, and we stood and we chopped it up for a few minutes. So it was really cool.
What is it like? Because Edgewood has all the stars, from television to other sports. What was it like seeing the other stars around Steph Curry? Because that's something that always I find really cool is when like people from outside of basketball or outside of the media see someone like Steph Curry and they're super giddy, like they're, a fan just like we are.
I was talking about this with Aaron Rodgers and CeCe Sabathia, and let me tell you, for a great accomplishment that they've had, they admitted that they were like kids hanging around some of these other stars and catching up and trading texts and numbers and stories and stuff like that. They were just having a great old time. And as an observer, it was cool to watch these guys because in their own individual craft, these guys are great. Mm-hmm. And so for them to kind of take a step back and look at Steph Curry and what he has done and be in awe of him was really something. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, 3-time MVP.
Yeah.
And he's talking to me about when he, by the way, this was his 18th appearance in the tournament.
Huh.
He was telling me when he started, he was in a group with Michael Jordan.
No.
I'm like, what? But Michael Jordan? Geez, yeah. It was in Michael Jordan. Steve Young was in the group. And I just said to myself, man, I'm like a kid in a candy store. So I asked him, I said, hey, did you get an autograph? You get a sign? No, man, no, you got to play it cool. You got to play it cool when you were during the round like that. But he always remembers that. And now, he's the wily veteran, the future Hall of Famer, and people are just, kind of awe of him. But it just went like that right on down the board.
Vern, and we're talking to Vern Glen, of course, KPIX legend, been in the Bay Area forever, 4-time Emmy Award winner. We love Vern here on the Roast. You've been around a lot of great stars. You covered the Niners when they had Rice and Young, and you keep mentioning Joe Montana and, the Giants with Barry Bonds and Jeff Kent and all the stars they've had. What separates Steph Curry from the rest of the bunch?
I think his upbringing. I think his demeanor. A lot of these guys, Bonte, have a sense of calm around them, and just never too high and never too low. It's just if you take your hand out, flatten it, and just kind of go right across. They're like that. I mean, there's just something about them where in the big moments they can rise, and no matter what happens, they're the same guy. And it's the same for It's the same for Rodgers. It's the same for Derek Carr, who I talked to. It's the same for all of these guys. They're just it's just having enough inner humbleness about themselves where these are like unassuming mega superstars, and I think that is cool. And so long as they keep that attitude, they're just going to keep shooting up the stratosphere as far as the stardom goes.
Yeah. I've gone to the Pebble Beach Pro-Am many times with my wife, and you look at like the tee sheets, and you're like, oh, I don't know a lot of these stars, but she might know some of them. Who was one of the stars up at Edgewood that you didn't necessarily know that you'd get geeked about, that you ran into, that you were super geeked about?
Well, Charles Barkley, of course. I mean, you see him during the NBA playoffs, and you can't really come up to him because he's on an agenda. He's working for TNT. They're whisking him away everywhere but there's Charles in his element right there, and wherever he went, everybody just followed. So it was cool hanging around him. And I don't know if you know this, but I am a little height challenged.
Yeah, I saw you on the stool. I saw the photo. Did you see it, Shasky?
No, I didn't
Vern
see
is
it.
on the stool, and you didn't have to do that. Somebody tried to play you, Vern. Look, you may be height challenged, but you're big, man. You're a big dog. You're a big dog on campus, man. When you go to Chase Center, everybody clears a path for you, Vern. Come on.
But Bonte, hey, no matter where I go, especially on that golf course, that step stool was with me. So here's Charles Barkley. He comes up, and we're getting ready to do the quick little interview. And I got the step stool, and it's on a hill, so I'm sort of kind of teetering a little bit. And Barkley's like, "Hey, man, don't fall, old man." I'm like, "Oh, well, okay." So we're able to get that done. But yeah, that step stool came in handy big time.
I had a buddy who was out there following Charles Barkley, and he was putting it on Instagram. They were giving him a lot of grief, Warrior fans.
Yeah.
Did you see that as well?
I did, but he gives it right back. I mean, it's a love-hate relationship that he has. I'm talking about with Warrior fans, but as far as the rest of the fans were there, they love him, man. They love him. They love poking at him a little bit, and they like it when he barks back. I mean, he really has it figured out. He's played in that tournament over 30 years.
That's
and
crazy.
there's guys in that field that have played it all 33 years.
Wow.
So yeah. But there were cool actors and entertainment people there. Justin Timberlake was cool. He's a G.
He's not
Anthony
a two-handicap. Vern, I've been watching this guy go out there and say he's a two-handicap. He is not a two-handicap.
Okay, you tell him that to his face. I've been on the morning roast. Just get in his face. Listen to that.
I don't think we're ever booking him.
But these vanity handicaps drive me nuts, Vern. I'm sorry. It's my one beef with the whole celebrity circuit of golfers.
Well, Vern, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Vern. We're looking at the Bay Area landscape, and the Warriors coming out that championship, the
Sorry,
fourth championship.
I got a little
Shasky gets emotional about the golf, man. You can't talk golf with Shasky, Vern.
Well, it was a great ending. Romo, Pavelski,
yeah, it was
Holmberg.
a great ending.
It was great.
It was a great ending.
Hey, Joe, have a coffee, have a pastry, just relax.
Vern, I got to ask you. You watched the Warriors rise to stardom, right? And we're here talking about Summer League basketball over Giants baseball.
Can you believe they have a trophy for Summer League basketball? They have rings.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous.
For Summer League basketball.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That's the NBA just flexing.
Yeah, no doubt. The Summer League. Now, I'm not going to lie. If I was part of a Summer League team and we win a championship, I may rock that Summer League championship ring to the club. I'm not going to say I'm not going to wear it.
Only a few people get to wear it, right?
Yeah, there you go. The Sacramento Kings hang banners for winning Summer League championship. So
that's
it's not nice.
drive-by.
We saw the banners up there. They're hanging banners for Summer League championships. Let the Kings do what the Kings do. But Vern, the Giants, man, how boring are they? You got your late night telecast. Before we get you out of here, there's no sizzle with this team. Tell me they need some stars, man. Bad. We look at the Niners and the Warriors. We can't get enough of them. The Giants, man, I'm falling asleep in the seventh inning on them.
23rd in team batting, 20th in team fielding. They're just 20th in team pitching. You know what they're really missing? They're missing Buster Posey. They really are. I mean, if Buster Posey is in there, do you think they're really going to play defense the way they're playing?
Nope.
I don't think so. So I mean, these guys are lost. I mean, they're rudderless. I mean, they're even calling their own selves out. Carlos Rodon said bad baseball. Evan Longoria said it's kind of a train wreck. I mean, this team's in a bad way. But I will say this: It's not going to last forever, Bonte. I mean, you've been around for a little bit.
Yeah.
Even last year, the Braves had a losing record at the trade deadline. They went out and they were buyers. And what happened?
They balled out, won a World Series. They also had their anchors though. Freddie Freeman, Albies, Austin Riley was still there. So they made all the moves, but they still have some core guys who are legit. I don't see any core guys that are legit with the Giants. They're pinch hitting for Brandon Belt. He goes 3 for 3 last night, and it worked out. Again, it worked out. Austin Slater picks up the RBI, but Brandon Belt's 3 for 3. And he's getting pinch hit for. Giants don't have any anchors.
There's no leader on that team that can stare everybody in the eye in the clubhouse and go, hey, if the sun doesn't shine tomorrow, I'm going to shine tomorrow. So here's my back, climb on, and let's go. And with conviction. I don't care if you have to have a bat and just, pound the floor. But there's nobody like that right now.
Yeah.
And at some point they're going to get out of it. You just have to hope by the time they do that they're still in wild card contention, because the only way they're getting in, they're just getting in the back door if they're going to get in at all.
No doubt about that. That's
they're on pace. They're on pace for what, Bonte? 84 wins.
Yeah, 84.
That's 20-something less than they had last year.
Yeah, 23.
Everything fell their way last year. I mean, Grant, great, good for them. But what happens? What happens when the tide is turned against you the way it has now?
Yeah.
I mean, these next couple of weeks are just going to be critical for them.
Yeah,
so,
no doubt. Vern, before we get you out of here, 20 seconds or less, do you want to see Jimmy Garoppolo become a Seahawk?
It may happen. It may come to that. Hey, if I'm the Seahawks, and if it's a staring contest, I'm looking right at the 49ers, and I'm just going to wait it out. I'm going to wait for them to release him, and then just pick him up and sign him.
There it is.
I really don't believe there's a solid taker for him outside of the Seahawks, and the Seahawks are just going to wait until he's released.
All right. Well, Shasky wants to see. Joe wants to see Jimmy Garoppolo come to training camp. Vern, he wants to see him come to camp and compete with Trey Lance.
No, I don't.
Come on, you're in the content business. How fun would that be?
Well, that